The story of Jillian, the lies he told, part 11 through 20. Thank you all so much for being here. Y'all, what did y'all think about part 1 through part 10? Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
aunties
boop.
and everybody needs.
You can't make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lies, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. I changed my earrings so that y'all would know that this is a separate video. I wasn't going to change my clothes. But hey, everybody, this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. One of the best kept secrets on the YT. And to all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. So, y'all, we have been sitting here, oh my God, going through Jillian's story. Jillian is a TikToker who has released her own series, docu-series, entitled The Lies He Told. We are currently on part 11 through 20. If you have not had an opportunity to see part 1 through 10, go ahead on and drop on out of here and go and watch that so you can catch up with what is going on. So right now, where we are is, I don't know where we at. We're getting some filler information, and I guess we're almost at the conclusion of this. Basically, Jillian met a gentleman. She had went out. Her girlfriend came into town. It was her birthday. And they all got together and they went to a restaurant. While when she called to try to make a reservation, there was a gentleman who answered the phone and got them a reservation at a restaurant where I guess it was hard to get one at. He asked her to bring him a Powerade. She did that. And while in the restaurant, he made a comment about, she was married and had a husband. Shortly after that, she, had a date with him, I think like maybe 1 or 2 weeks later. And after that date, everything was whip, bam, wham. Thank you, ma'am. And he never left her place after that. She indicated that he did have a place. He had 3 vehicles. She said that, there was a sticker on the vehicle, X, Y, and Z. She then later on gets pregnant by him after only knowing him for a very short time period. There are a lot of things that she has found out about him. She understands at this point that he is a bald-faced liar, and she has still decided that she is going to get married to him. She said the night before she was to get married that the God had told her not to do this, but in spite of being a Christian, she said, she married him anyway. And so now we are going through the rest of the story of this particular time period in her life. We don't know whether or not she's divorced. We don't know, what else has happened in this story, but I don't think a lot of us are, we've been having a little bumpy ride. It's been enjoyable. Thank you so much, you all, for joining us for this watch party / reaction video as we go through Jillian's life downtown at the TikTok. Unfortunately, I have not figured out yet how to make this speed up. So expect to be here for quite some time. I appreciate you subscribing, all my new subscribers. I appreciate you all staying here with me and watching this together. Sometimes it's good to eat your little popcorn, drink your little wine, talk your trash, okay, with a group of people. And that is the atmosphere that we are providing over here. I have a moderator. Her name is Raydella, and she is here to make sure that the chat is nice and safe. Please feel free to make any comments that you would like to make, unless they have curse words in them. Please do not use all caps, okay? Because it's YouTube and or Raydella and myself will snatch your whole life, okay? But make sure you have fun, meet the people in the chat, right? Because we're all a family over here. The people that you see in green, Yazelle, Kia, let's see, Raydella, who's also our moderator, Sheba, Randy. Let's see who else is in here. Let's see who else is in here. Linda. Are all members of the family. Sugar 48 says, I'm here, Auntie. These are members. They are cool people. They are part of an extension of myself. Feel free to have fun in the chat, y'all. We're going to try to make this as fun. Okay. Sheba says she got her a sub sandwich and some corn chips, and she is ready for the lies. Okay. There's JRB checking in. These people are all the members, y'all. Like I said, they are an extension of me. And y'all have fun. Have fun downtown in the chat as we continue to listen to The Lies He Told Me, part 11 through part 20. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to bring Jillian back up. Here we go. All right. So hold on. Wait a minute. Let me stop sharing. Let me set this up. Hold on. I thought it was set up. I must have been gone too long. Let's see what's going on with Jillian. So we were at part. Does she have this label? Okay, so let me redo so I can find it, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I got it up at 300. So let me find out. We're at part 11. So let me bring part 11. Okay. So now I think I'm going to take it back. I'm going to extend it back up to 300. So you don't see all those comments and stuff on the side. Beverly Conley is here. She's also a member, part of the family, an extension of me. So let's bring it up. And here we go.
The lies he told. So he makes it to the hospital. He has relieved Coco. She's headed out. I believe she had to go to work that day, but we truly appreciated her coming through. Shout out to you, Coco. He gets on the phone. He calls my parents. He calls my job. He lets everybody know what has happened. And he's there. He's present. At that time, he was the husband that I needed him to be. It came back that I had broke my ankle in 3 different places. I knew, all of us knew that surgery was going to have to happen. Surgery had to happen before I had the baby. This happened mid-October, and I was scheduled to give birth on November 15th. I don't do C-sections, guys, so, and that might be a little TMI, but I did not know that I wasn't going to make it to November 15th. First baby, I made it full term. I actually had him a week late. So with this baby, it was different. I went into my provider. They let me know, hey, we're going to have surgery scheduled. I think I fell like on a Tuesday, and surgery was I think surgery was that following Tuesday, like the next Tuesday. So I was in a splint at home for a while. I went to the hospital. I had the surgery. He was there when I woke up. He made sure everybody knew that I was fine. And we went home. Now, I lived on in a townhouse, so everything was on the second floor. Where things started getting shaky for me, and when I noticed that this probably wasn't going to be a nice ride moving forward because I was immobile, I could not make it up the stairs. I was a lot bigger than him at the time, and there was no way that he could carry me up the stairs. So, guys, I had to use my arm strength to get up the stairs, one stair at a time, pulling
Okay.
myself with my upper body strength.
Okay.
It was hurtful, it was painful because I was pregnant. He still continued to go to work. He never stayed at home with me. He never told his boss like, "Hey, my wife needs me at home." I just really sat there and had to figure out life on my own. I still had to go to my appointments at the doctor. So when I went to the doctor, to my OBGYN, my OBGYN told me within the next 2 weeks, because that's when I had a OBGYN, the next appointment. And she told me, she said, "Hey, um, you're only 2 centimeters dilated." I said, "I'm dilating already?" I said, "The baby ain't due though till like November 15th." She was like, "Yeah, well, you 2 centimeters dilated." She said, "But I'm gonna tell you right now, you gonna have these Braxton Hicks. So just, deal with it. I mean, I know that you're in pain because of your ankle, but it is what it is." And during this time, I had a knee scooter. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna deal with it. And so I'm still inching myself up the stairs every now and again. I went to the doctor on
I don't
Wednesday.
understand what her point is saying that is, but
That
okay.
night at 11 o'clock, my water broke. I was about to get ready to have that baby.
Mm-hmm.
He was at home, and the way that he handled it, it broke my heart. He was in more of a panic and an attitude than I could ever be. I was so calm. I called my grandma, I called my mom, and I said, "Y'all, my water just broke. I'm about to get ready to have this baby." They said, "And you can't walk?" I said, "I can't walk. I can't get down the stairs." Called the ambulance. Four of the most gracious men came and they said, "We're not going to drop you. We got you." I was so scared. I had so much anxiety because I had already had anxiety from falling down those stairs, and to be taken down on a stretcher, pregnant, water broke, my husband all over the place, just a lot. I didn't even have my bag packed to go to the hospital.
Okay.
So I make it to the hospital. During COVID, there were certain restrictions. There was no way that it took my husband 4 hours to get to me while I was sitting in a room by myself going through those contractions. I have no idea where that man was for 4 hours.
Okay.
No idea.
Okay.
I sat in the room,
I'm missing
and it was
something.
like the emergency room. So I sat there by myself having those contractions. They
But if it was during COVID, she blessed that he was even able to get in there. But okay, I think I'm missing something. I don't know what her point is. Y'all help me out downtown in the comment section. Cause what's this? Where's she going with this?
could not give me anything. They could not give me anything because I was on blood thinners. I did not have an epidural. I had that baby just as natural. And I suffered through all of those things. All of those things.
Okay.
They finally put me in a room.
Mm-hmm.
There was no doctor in the room, but there was a nurse in the room and a nurse that was in training in the room
Mm-hmm.
at around
A resident.
3:30.
Mm-hmm.
My beautiful baby boy popped out with no doctor in that room and rolled on that bed. And he was at the bottom of the bed to catch it.
Oh, so
And
he
as
got
soon as he
there.
caught that baby, he fell out. Fell out.
Okay, a lot of men faint. What is her point here? Are y'all getting what the point is? God damn. Oh my God, it's got to be me. Lord, it's got to be me.
And so I'm crying. I'm trying to, get myself together, because now everybody rushing in the room, doctors coming in,
Okay.
everybody, they like, oh my God, oh my God. So they're putting the baby under the light or whatever that is to the right.
Okay.
And they come to me and they said, ma'am, your husband is going to be okay. And I looked and I said, what you mean my husband going to be okay? They said he fell out. I had no idea that none of this had happened. I said, what you mean he had fell out? Do y'all know when that bitch came back in that room, he looked at me and he said, I can't even look at you right now because I saw you with all of your insides hanging out of your body.
A lot of men do that and feel that. Some men don't even go in the delivery room. What is she saying? Is this to say, girl, oh my God. So you're trying to make it appear that his experience being in a delivery room, because he fell out, which a lot of men faint, he had trauma seeing you. A lot of men have that. And women. You don't know how you're going to react until you get in there. At least he was there and he caught the baby. Give him the credit. I know when the first time I saw a baby coming to this world, I almost fell out myself. Do you think I went in there with the intention of not being able to finish it? Oh my God, oh my God.
And that disgusts me. That disgusts me.
Okay.
And after hearing him say that,
okay,
my whole world shut down. One of the
not the lies, not all the lies, the fool-la-la, the foolishness. This what it took? But she ain't done.
The most beautiful times of my life was a complete joke and a complete insult at that point. That man got on that couch to the left of my bed and he slept for the rest of the night. And I sat up and I looked at that beautiful baby. And I knew then that this marriage was not going to last long.
It took this.
At all. Because how could you say that to me after having your first baby? How could you say that to somebody? You gagging, you making the same, doing that.
A lot of men do.
That's the most fucked up thing that you could tell a mother that just could have lost her life for bringing life. How could you do that?
Girl, grow up.
I'm on a knee scooter still. My ankle, messed up. He left that next morning and he went to work.
Okay.
I was there by myself with the nurses.
Okay.
And I knew that I was in good hands because I was at the hospital. You always in good hands when you're at the hospital.
Okay.
But shout out to those nurses because they helped me. I appreciate that. So he would come back after he got off of work and everything, but it wasn't the same because he told me prior that he had FMLA. Then part 11, the lies. Part 12, the lies he told. So I contacted the job, his manager at his job, and they did not know that I had the baby. They told
y'all, have we ever found out in part 1 through 10 where she worked and why she don't have FMLA? Now, mind you, in the beginning videos, she bragged about, she was excited to say that he was paying all her bills and she was taking her money and pocketing it. So where does she work and why does she have FMLA? I'm asking for a friend. Why doesn't she?
Told me that, hey, we will allow him to have as much time as he needs off, but he would need to let us know this type of information because he hasn't said anything. We knew that you were expecting. We just didn't know that you had already had the baby. I said, okay. He said he did tell us about the ankle, but he never told us anything about you having the baby, but congratulations. I said, thank you so much. He got upset with me for calling his boss. Why would you do that? Why would you call up there? I need this job. I said, what is the problem? Like, you have FMLA. Why didn't you submit the paperwork? He went all around the world about, I did submit it. And, they told me that I hadn't been there long enough to get it, yada, yada, yada. But they told me that I could use my PTO days. Now, I do know that sometimes you do have to be on a job for a little minute before you can do FMLA. Now, I don't know about restaurant jobs, but I know in corporate America, you can't just get a job there and be 7 months pregnant and then expect for them to give you FMLA in 2 months. It really don't work that way. But, and if your job do it, don't knock mine, because mine don't do that. But anyway, so I believe that. I was like, okay, no problem. So I get out of the hospital. We get home. It should not be a surprise that he never did get up with the baby at night. I slept on the couch. When I slept on the couch, I would get up with my knee scooter when the baby cried. I would go to my little baby breezer, make him a bottle, give him the bottle, burp him, go back to sleep. I did that tirelessly until I couldn't anymore, until I really didn't need the knee scooter no more, none of that stuff, okay? So I had him on October 29th. My mother and my aunt came into town for Thanksgiving. They came in, they helped me, they did laundry, they did, running errands for me. Like if I needed something, they just really came through in the clutch. My mom, she couldn't come as soon as I had the baby, but I am appreciative of when they were able to make it, because they stayed with me for quite a bit. And I really.
Okay, where I stop? Okay, let me fix it, y'all. Let me find out what's going on. Let's find out what's going on. Hold on, y'all. We're coming back. Sometimes it do that. It probably just need to be refreshed. So let me do a refreshing, okay? Where's we at, y'all? 11 or 12? I think we at 11, right? Okay, so we were at 12. Okay, so let me get us to 12. Hold on. I don't know what happened. Sometimes it just needs to be refreshed. Oh, I don't know. She's trying to make, it just seems like she is trying to make something out of nothing, and something that is usual or normal for some people. I don't know. I'm picking up something. I just don't know what it is yet. But y'all know I'm going to find out.
Part 12, the lies he needed something. They just really came through in the clutch. My mom, she couldn't come as soon as I had the baby, but I am appreciative of when they were able to make it, because they stayed with me for quite a bit. And I really, really appreciate that. He cooked a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner for us. One thing I did tell y'all, he could cook his ass off. He really could. So
He did tell us
that.
that? I don't remember that,
We
but okay.
fellowshipped, we ate, we communed with one another, and then, they left. When they left, I pretty much was stuck, because I said, shit, my help gone now, because he was still getting up. He was still going to work, still getting up, still going to work. My sister ended up coming in town. Now, before I tell these details about this story, I want to make sure that y'all do understand that my sister is not a violent individual. Between the two of us, I can get with you. I really can. And my sister is the sweetest, most patient woman in the world. And this is also going to be hard for me to tell, because my sister has never, ever, ever seeing me the way that she saw me that day. So my sister comes into town. I had a couple of visitors over when she was here, you know, so that they could see the baby. Like I said, this is December 2020. We're still in COVID. So I had just a couple people over there. One night, I was on the phone with my cousin. Me and my cousin, we worked together. And me and my cousin, we were discussing something. And I am a big, big motivator, like encourager. And if you put this shit on, I'm gonna let you know you don't put this shit on. And my cousin, he a noob. So obviously I made some sort of I can't get my words together today, y'all. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I gave him a compliment. I'm so sorry, y'all. My mind is, because I'm trying to get the story out. I complimented him on something. Obviously, my husband heard it over the phone. Now, he was cool with my cousin, so cool that my cousin was his best man at our little ceremony that we had. There was no rhyme or reason for why he decided to get upset. My husband came in. I said, babe, hey, I'm about to Uber eat some Popeyes. What you want from Popeyes? He was like, give me a minute. I'm going to let you know. I'm still on the phone with my cousin. I let my cousin go. Me and my sister, we're discussing the conversation that I had just had with my cousin. Jared walked back through and he creates a whole scene. Who you was on the phone with going in. And I said, what you got an attitude for? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So it's a misunderstanding in the house. Now, my sister here, one thing you're not going to do, you're not going to embarrass me in front of family. If there's an issue, let's go to the room. Let's talk about it. Don't act no fool in front of my sister because you'll get your ass slapped, you know, when it comes down to my folks. Don't do that. So I look at him and I say, man, what the fuck wrong with this man? What is going on? So I look at my sister look at me, and I said, I don't know what's wrong with him. He stormed out the door. He got his book bag on. I'm leaving. I said, so where you going? I need some space. You need fucking space. Oh, okay. What you upset about? So there was nothing for him to be upset about. Let me be clear. Whatever I was talking to my cousin about, it wasn't nothing for him to get upset about. Whatever me and my sister was talking about, it was nothing that could have offended him. He got so mad he left the house, y'all. He left that house and did not come back.
Your sister got right.
I told my sister, I said, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit because I get up every night with his fucking baby. I'm going in.
Your baby
is like, I know. And she calm as she can be. And I broke down in front of my fucking sister, man. I broke down in front of my sister, man. And I went in and I told her, I said, I don't deserve this shit. I done did a lot for this nigga, man. I done did a lot, you know? And so my sister had never seen me get like that. She had never seen me get like that. And my sister held me, man. She held me up that night. And I love her for that. I love her for that shit, man. I do. So
I don't understand the story. I'm not.
I said, man, where you at? Where you at?
What you
calling? Oh, I got a room. You got a room?
Leave him alone.
I said, what you going to get a room for? I told you I need some fucking space. I need some space. So my mind is everywhere because we just went from, babe, what you want from Popeyes, to you walking in, acting a fool about something so small. And y'all, to be honest, I don't even remember what it was, but it wasn't nothing for him to get upset about. And he stormed out that door and he did not come back that night. The next day, it might have been around 1 or 2 o'clock. I called his phone and I said, what are you doing? Too. He said, I'm at the barbershop. I said, you at the barbershop? One thing about him, that nigga went to the barbershop every week. I said, you coming home? He said, I don't know. I ain't thought about it yet. I said, I tell you what, I'm going to call your motherfucking mama and you can come get your shit out of my house.
What you involving his mother for? Why are you calling his mother?
He said, bet.
I ain't got it to do.
You don't never tell me bet. Part 12. Part 13, the lies he told. So after he told me over the phone, he didn't really know when he was going to be coming back to the house. He also told me in that conversation that he had to go to work. So there was no way that he was coming back at that point in time when I needed.
But didn't she just say that he don't help her with the baby? He don't do nothing. So what do you need to be there for? He don't help you. He's sorry as fuck. So why do you want him home? Just to be up in there? You want him to cook? What I don't understand why we're here. Maybe I'm missing something. I swear I'm missing something. Because this is the man that you just went off on. You don't like him. He said something hurtful to you at the hospital. Why are you wanting him to be back? Did y'all? I
needed him to. I don't know why I pushed the issue, but I did. And I told him, I said, you know, hey, I'm going to call your mama. I called his mama.
For what?
I said, are you at work today? She always had an attitude with me. Always.
So what you
never
calling
liked
for?
Me. I said,
I
are you at work
like
today?
you either.
And she said,
I'm sorry.
No, I'm off, but what's up?
Sister,
I
cousin,
said, so
niece.
I'm putting him
I wouldn't
out.
like you either.
I need you to probably come and get some of his things, because I'm at a point right now where if you don't come get it,
a grown ass
I'm gonna
man.
start putting it in trash.
Out with his stuff. You're a troublemaker. You instigated that. You want somebody to come in and save the fucking day. He a grown man. Let him figure out. You didn't even tell him you was putting him out. Tell him I'm putting you out. Come get your stuff. Why are you calling his mama? You petty. You petty. This is petty and vindictive.
Trash bags, because I did put them in trash bags, and I said I'm gonna start throwing them down the stairs, and when it makes it outside, it's going to be up to all these neighbors to have a free pick of all these J's that I done bought him, all the clothes that I bought him, watches that I've got him, just the things that I know for a fact that people would probably want for free. So if you don't want that to happen to your baby boy, you might want to come and pick it up. And I said it just like you. She said, "Bet, give me about an hour. I'll be over that way."
Fuck you.
Said it so calm.
Throw this shit out.
What she didn't tell me was that she was going to be coming with a friend.
Bullshit.
And what she also didn't tell me is that she had contacted Jared and said, I'm on my way to that girl's apartment. You might want to meet me over there, because I'm also going to call the sheriff to accompany us. Why did you need the sheriff to come?
Because
I told y'all the bags was going to be at the door. You didn't need to bring nobody.
And you didn't need to call her.
So sheriffs come. They knock on the door. I ended up getting into a whole argument with her from the balcony.
You should have called her.
We're going back and forth. I'm calling her a bitch. She calling me a bitch. He shouldn't have never married your stupid ass. I told you that I told him that you wasn't shit. I knew that you was gonna do him wrong and all that type of shit. And I said, do him wrong, bitch. I done paid for more shit than you probably done bought in your whole life. I went off. Everything that he had ever told me about her, about how, she was a young hoe, all that type of stuff, I had went off. I said, and Pop done told me, because I said his real name. I said, and by the way, Pop told me that he didn't even know if Jared was his motherfucking baby back in the day with your whole ass. I'm going in, bro. I done went for the juggler. Do you hear me? And so she was like, he said that. She going in. That motherfucker ain't told you that. So I called him on the phone. I said, man, Cece over here acting a fool. She over here, because now mind you, I'm going with the tag. I said, Cece over here acting a fool, bro.
She ain't no
get your baby mama before I kill her. I'm saying all types of stuff. And he was like, calm down, daughter, calm down. What he done did.
Now she done called the father.
Dad everything. Now I'm on the phone with him while I'm sitting on the balcony. She's still down there. Yeah, bitch. I bet you won't bring your ass outside. Now her friend hyping the shit up. She ain't gonna come with that fucked up ankle. They down there acting in. They going in. And I told her, if I ever catch her in these streets, she ain't got to worry about it. There won't be no talking. It won't.
She don't see herself. She don't see how ignorant she is.
Sheriffs pull up. They say, ma'am, we understand that you don't want to let her in.
Very mad.
But please let him in, because he wants to verify that all of his things have been placed in these garbage bags. He want to make sure he want to do a walkthrough
Oh, now she
to
give a
make
fuck
sure
about what's in the
that
trash bag
nothing
and how
else in
he
this
feel about
house is
what's in the
his.
trash. Something.
Because obviously you guys are about to go into a separation mode, and we are just here to make sure that he gets all of his things. I said, I have no problem with that. I go downstairs myself, because by this time, if I can remember correctly, I'm in a boot.
And
This
where's
was
the
in
baby?
December now. So I go downstairs
Where's the baby?
and I let the sheriff in and I let him in.
You doing all
and I
this stuff.
slammed the door
And
in
you-
the
and
mama's
where the
face. She,
baby?
let me at that bitch. Acting a fool.
I would have been too.
Do you know that bitch had the audacity to get on top of my government car and start twerking, and her friend recorded it?
Can we see the video?
Why would she do that?
Can we
Just
see the
stupid. So he
video?
comes in. He goes through, and he said, I believe I got everything. He did take like something that was in the bathroom. It might have been like a bag that had like cologne or something in it, but he pretty much took everything out of it, and then they left, and that was it. He did not say anything to me about the baby. The baby was actually in the home. He didn't kiss the baby. He didn't say bye.
You ain't care about the baby either.
Now it's important to note too that when our baby came, he never really cared for our baby, but he always, and to this day, he still claims my oldest as his boy. He always cared about my oldest, always. And he never really showed that type of love to the baby. I didn't pay attention to that red flag either.
Of course not, because you left
the reason that I felt like he really
and getting ghetto and calling
didn't pay attention to his own baby is because the baby looked exactly like him. I believe our baby just it's a reflection of him.
You
the
think
baby
so,
looks exactly
Jennifer?
like him. I believe that's why. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm not in his head.
Exactly,
so
pretty
he
boo.
leaves. We don't talk for a couple of days. I told my sister, I was like, again. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You
put him out. You ain't got to do nothing now. Keep moving.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't get married to get divorced. None of us do.
Oh my God! Now
but I
she's
fucked
making an
up.
excuse.
I did. I told her. I said I fucked up, and I don't know how to make it right. And she was encouraging. She was motivation for me. And she told me, she said, it's gonna be all right. It all worked out in the end. It all worked out in the end. And she did not lie, because it does. She got back on the plane. She left.
This is not recent.
And I was back at home by myself again. He contacted me and he told me, he said, and this was a few days past, he said, I've been doing some thinking. I was wrong. He said, I was mad about some other shit and I took it out on you.
I don't believe he said it.
But I want to make things right.
I think she is lying. It doesn't make sense that he will call her back after all the stalking and all of the bullshit she has caused. I do not believe that this conversation happened. I believe she called him and begged his ass to come back. I think she lied. I do not believe this part of the story. But okay, we gonna listen. But this is not Ressa Tessa. That's a faux shout.
I want to come home. This had to be the dumbest thing that I could have ever done. I let that man come back home.
You wanted him back home.
He said, I've been staying at, it was like a Regency Inn. He FaceTimed me from the Regency Inn. He was at the room by himself. But I don't believe that he went to the Regency Inn just to be there by himself. I do believe that he was probably there with other women.
Good.
I'll get into that shit later, but
good.
I told him, I said, I did not marry you for us to be going through, a divorce so soon and annulment at this point. Because I mean, shit, it ain't even been 6 months at this point. I said, so, well, it had been. If it was December, yeah, it had been about 6 months. And I told him, I said, so I don't want to like go through a divorce. I'm willing to try if you're willing to try, but I need you to come home, bro. Like, all of that? What you doing? And he was like, I'm coming home. And he did. He came home. He put all of his things back in the place that it was. And then we continue to resume life that way. Part 14, the lies he told. So he comes back and we regroup. We resume our live. We get into another little spat because I found some stuff in his phone. Remember I told y'all previously about Erica. When he came back home, I looked through his phone.
Of course.
Most women look through messages. Most people look through pictures.
No,
Some
I
people
don't.
look through browser history.
I don't
I
do
look
none
at
of
bank
that.
statements. I look at Cash App. I look at Zelle. I look at all that shit. So I went through his Cash App. And Erica was named Erica in his phone. Picture
Okay.
was there and everything. The woman that
Okay.
he told me was a stalker bitch.
Like you.
She had requested a
You like the
$40
same kind of
Cash
woman.
App.
Okay.
And the reason for the Cash App was wasted gas. This was on one of the nights that he claimed that he
I
was
don't
staying
care
in
what
the
he did at
Regency
this
Inn.
point. With all that shit you just pulled, I don't
On
care
top
what
of
he
that,
did. I
I
don't mean no
found
harm. I
messages
don't mean no
with them,
harm.
and she was saying, you know, why you didn't answer the phone? What the fuck you doing? You want me to come or not? So it was obvious at this point that he was cheating on me. I confronted him about it. I said, why was she requesting $40 for
Didn't
gas?
you just
For
read
wasted
this?
gas.
Didn't you just read that she asked for the gas, the $40 for wasted gas? That means that she went somewhere and he didn't show the fuck up. She felt like she wasted her gas, so she asking for a Cash App for reimbursement. What the fuck? How hard is it for you to realize that? I've gotten to the point where I am not believing her story. And I am a girl's girl. I'm a woman's woman. I feel like women, I try to empower women on this channel. Y'all know I do. But I'm telling you right now, the stuff that she has pulled, getting his mother involved, disrespecting his mother, all of that while her sister sat up there, she said, and held her. Where the fuck is your family? You have caused stuff, in my opinion, that was unnecessary. You caused unnecessary bullshit.
I said, where was she coming to? He said, I told you that bitch crazy. I said, well, what about the text messages? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, well, open up your phone right now. Let me show you, because I seen the shit this morning. When that man opened up their phone, the messages were gone.
Good for him.
Completely gone.
Good.
I said, so you wiped your whole fucking phone clean when you got up?
Yup. Sure did.
Damn, that's crazy.
No,
You
it
must have
ain't.
knew I had went through your shit.
Yeah, you a nosy
He
motherfucker.
was like, why the fuck you going through my phone anyway? I said,
Exactly.
why the fuck is bitches
Why you take me
requesting
back?
$40 for wasted gas?
Why you take me back?
Why? And why would it be the stalker bitch?
Okay, because you a stalker bitch.
That's not
You done said
making any
multiple
sense
times
to me,
that you
Jared.
was
I
stalking
don't
him.
understand.
Birds of a feather
So
flock
we had a
together.
spat right
You
before
got it tight.
Christmas.
Stalker
We got
bitch
into
tight.
it real bad. And so he
She
woke
got
up on
on.
Christmas Eve and
She
he
got.
said,
She got. She
let's
got.
get out of here and let's take the baby down to my dad
I
in
thought he didn't care about the
Lufkin.
baby.
We left that morning.
This the baby he
And I
don't
was
care
so
about?
excited to see Pop, because I told y'all that's the realest nigga that ever was born. I got down there, and at this point, y'all, my mind, my body, I was just in a different world. Because at this point, I realized that I was going through postpartum depression. And I was also having some thoughts.
You
And
better
you
not
guys know
cry.
what kind of thoughts.
Don't even.
Because I was dealing with a baby full time, basically on my own. I was dealing with shit in the marriage with him. Found out he was cheating. And then it really wasn't nothing that I could do to wrap my head around how the hell I got here so fast. Because I'm telling y'all, I did the dumbest shit in the world. All of this shit, now that I'm replaying this back and telling y'all my story, this is some shit that you see and that you look at the next woman and be like, girl, I'm so glad that ain't me. But it was me.
Yeah, so don't get mad when you
And it
see
hurt
my
me.
video. You
Because
understand.
all of this could have been prevented if I didn't even call that damn place back. It's my fault. It's my fault. So we go down there to his dad.
You gotta
And
like,
you know, his dad is so happy. We got pictures of him holding the baby. And he's so sweet. He's so sweet. And so we stay down there. And we get a hotel and everything, and we stay down there with them. We come back. He goes back to work. Things happen like usual. On December 30th, this definitely ain't gonna look too good for me. On December 30th, I went to Don McGill Toyota in Katy
and brought him a car.
He had been driving my 2018 RAV4 so much back and forth to Sugar Land. I noticed that when he would put a vehicle, whether it was mine or his, in reverse, before it would stop rolling back, he would hike it and drive. So therefore, you know, it would,
we're not,
you know, it's like a bounce thing. I know that that's bad for your car. I don't know nothing about cars, but I know that's pretty bad for your car. So it felt like my truck started missing all of a sudden. So I told him, I said, hey, I'm gonna go. Me and the baby, we're going down to we're gonna go down to Don McGill, and I'm gonna see if I can get another truck. He said, okay. All right, let me know, babe. He was at work, or allegedly at work. I go down to Don McGill. I'm down there 4 hours tops. I come out with a brand new 2021 Toyota RAV4. Beautiful. I get home, park it in the garage. I said, babe, I got a new truck. You know, life was, at that point, in my opinion, my life was going okay. It wasn't the greatest, but it was okay. I had my husband, half of a husband. I had a new truck. I had a new baby.
No, you had a husband.
My oldest was on point. Like, you know, everything was everything. He's still paying bills, y'all. Still paying the bills. So he comes home and he was like, babe, I'm so glad you got a new vehicle. He said, because to be honest with you, my shit is on his last leg. Now, he had a 2018 maybe Nissan Altima. It might not even been an 18. It might have been like a 16 or 17. It was older. I remember it. It smelled like weed because he smoked. You know, it was pretty raggedy because he got it from Shabana Motors. And so I said,
what's the point? Where are we going?
I said, how about you?
Where are we going, y'all?
How about you go to work tomorrow and I'm gonna go back down to Don McGill. He said, okay. So I go back down to Don McGill and I said, hey, my husband need a vehicle. They said, okay. What kind of vehicle does he have? I said, he has a 20 whatever.
So she brought him a car.
Nissan Altima. I said, he said, well, you know, can he bring it in? So he brings it in. He worked at morning shift, so he brought it in. And they took a look at it and they said, you know, we can get you in a car today if you want to. He said, okay, cool. Now mind y'all, in one of those parts, I told y'all his credit was outstanding, allegedly. We get there. He gets there. They examine the car. They tell him, we can only give you, I think it was like $7,000 for the car. He was like, okay, that's better than nothing. He said, so we're going to get you to, you know, fill out this paperwork or whatever. You know, everything is electronic or whatever. He said, but, you know, let's see what your credit comeback is. His credit came back at a whopping 437. I was in shock. I said, how you
in shock when you moved him in 2 weeks after you met him? You spread it wide and dropped it low, and now you shocked. You never talked to him about his credit. You didn't have time within the 2 weeks, but okay.
Credit score of 437, and you just said a couple months ago you ready to get a house, and you told me at the beginning that your credit was outstanding, nigga. And he was like, yeah, a couple of my hospital bills that hit me these past couple of months. I said, hospital bills? He said, yeah, I got some old hospital bills from when I had my gastric sleeve that ain't been paid. So they just hitting my, they hitting my credit. I said, okay. I said, so now what? He said, babe, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't gonna cap. I really do need another car.
Did she buy?
Y'all know exactly what's next. I co-signed for that man to get a brand new 2021 Toyota Camry. Part 15, the lies he told. So we leave the car lot. We make it home. Both of us are ecstatic because we have brand new cars. And I told him,
Thank you so much, hanging with Courtney for the $4.99 super chat, Auntie. I ain't got it to do. Courtney.
I remember specifically saying to him, listen, I put my name on this car for you. I know how important it is to have good, reliable transportation to go to and from work. So don't fuck me over. If it ever comes to a point where you cannot make the payments on this car, let me know. Because of course, since he's paying the household bills, I said, I will step in and I will chip in on whatever it needs, whatever happens. And so he says to me, babe, I got you. I would never fuck up your credit. I would never do that. It is important to note that when I signed for the car, the payments were $723 a month on a Camry. His car note was higher than my RAV4 note. I had a good trade in, not so much him. I know. I believe the lies again. You'll see how they fucked me over in the end. So, I told him, I said, next week I am going to start looking for.
So do people like now have no shame anymore? No type of embarrassment? None of that. This is okay. Because I'm old school. So I'm old school. So I'm asking, is this what we doing, y'all? This is okay. To put our business out in the street and girl, I was stupid as hell. I brought him a new vehicle that costs more than mine, but stay tuned for part 20, 275. The fuck? It's me. It ain't her. It's me.
A rental home. Because at this point, I knew that he couldn't get a house based on his credit score. I had just bought 2 vehicles on my credit, so I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to get as much house as I wanted to for the amount that I could get pre-approved for. So I didn't even think about buying a home with him. I said, let's just do a rental. And that's what we did. We started looking at rental homes on Zillow. I would send them to him while he was at work. And I would say, hey, I like this one. I like this one. And so me being the person that I am, I said, since you travel very far to go to work, let's try to find a home that's closer to your job at Fish City Grill. He was making good money there, as I thought. And I just assumed that he was going to stay at that job. I did not know that in the next 6 months, he would no longer be at that job. We found a rental home in Fresno, Texas. It was for $15.95 a month. It was 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Beautiful home. My cousin lives a street over, so it worked out. Also, my cousin and his wife that, tried to help us like with premarital counseling or whatever, they lived in Iowa Colony. And so we were down the street from them. We had already said, hey, y'all gonna be the godparents to our baby. And they were. So I was excited. At townhouses or apartment complexes, you have to put in a 60-day notice. So I put in a 60-day notice, made sure the mail was forwarded out there, all of that good stuff. Now, I was set to go back into the office. I had got a promotion at my job. I was set to go back to work at the end of February, but I asked my new boss, is there any way that I could come in to the office after I move into my new home? He said, yes. I got the babies a daycare out that way, and we moved in, and life started from there. Now, when we made it to Fresno, things became a little different. Reason being is because I had better access to go to his restaurant. And I would always go up there to Fish City Grill. I knew everybody there. They knew me. And I
So
was
the
also able to
stalking
have
went
a
to
better
a different
commute
level.
heading downtown. So he would take the kids to school in the morning. I would pick them up. So every morning I was going into the office around 5:45, 6 o'clock. I would be off by 2:30, 3 o'clock, go get the kids from school. Yet again, he always worked, like a mid to late shift. So he would always go to work at like 1 and would get off whenever they closed. So if they shut down at 10 or 11, he would get home by 12 or 1.
Uh-huh.
And that was just the restaurant business. I didn't think anything of it. So now we're in March. So March, we're kicking it off good. We love the new house. He's like, babe, I'm so glad that we stuck it out. I appreciate it because you believed in me when nobody else. My mom said to me when I first met you, like, why would somebody like her want somebody like you? And, she kind of crushed me a little bit, but in the same token, you kind of uplifted me. And to truly be honest, that's the only thing that I felt was genuine out of Jared's mouth, because I did really help him through a lot of things. So one day I was doing laundry and I noticed that there was something that looked like a sweet tart that was on top of my dryer. And another important thing that I need to tell you is that everything in the house I purchased with either my credit financing or I paid for it outright. So the washer and dryer is mine. Furniture is mine. I bought us a king size bedroom set from Furniture Queen and Katie. Shout out to Furniture Queen. They've been rocking with me for the longest. I had the house fully furnished when we moved in. There was nothing missing, nothing at all. Made sure that we were straight. And I seen this thing on the dryer. And I said to myself, this got to be some candy or something from the baby. So I discarded it. I ain't think nothing of it. Eventually, I found another one. This time it was on the ottoman. And so I'm like, damn, what is this? Like, is my oldest bringing like candy home from school or something? Like, what is this? It looked like a sweet tart. Sweet tarts are different colors. They be orange, they be blue, they be white, they be light blue. They be different colors. So I'm thinking it's fucking candy. I'm thinking it's candy. So I discarded that again. All right. So now, we're going to transfer over to May. Now we're in May of 2021. In May of 2021, he would always carry a book bag. I bought him a Coach backpack. And when I bought that backpack, He was happy about the backpack because he said, babe, this is so nice. I paid $500 for that Coach bag.
Mm.
Why? $500. I did. But I never knew what he carried in that book bag. Never knew. And so one Sunday morning, he was asleep, but he left the book bag in the guest bathroom by the kids' bedroom on the other side of the house. I walk in there because I was cleaning up. I was probably doing laundry or something, and I was cleaning up, and I said, let me look in this book bag. The fuck be in this book bag? And when I opened that book bag up, y'all, I found a baggie of different colored pills that was in that bag. Orange, blue, and white. I immediately took a picture of the bag that it was in, and I sent it to my cousin. And I said, what do you think this is? My cousin around the corner. And she said, I don't know, but I got a pharmacy friend. Let me find out. She sent it to whomever the friend was. And she told me, she said, now, according to him, he says that it looks like Addie's, it looks like Speed, and it looks like some type of pain med. But those are street pills. She said, Jill, where you get that shit from? I said, well, it came out of Jerry's book bag.
Mm-hmm.
She said, you might want to ask him about that.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to ask him about that. I said, okay. All right. So I flushed him down the toilet before I asked, because at that point I knew that I was dealing with a man that not only lied, but that was also taking street pills and was possibly addicted to them. Part 16, the lies he told. So I flushed these drugs down the toilet. One thing I knew about my ex-husband was that he smoked hella weed. I knew that. And I never smoked with him either. But there were times where he would call the weed man, and the weed man would pull up to the townhouse that we lived in, or pulled up to the home that we were living in Fresno. And it could have been two different niggas. I don't know. But he would always have product. I knew that he wasn't dealing. I knew that he was actually doing shit. I knew it. So, because I would smell the smoke, he would sit in the garage for hours.
Oh my God, wait a minute, y'all.
He would never be able.
Thank you so much, Wings and Mumble Soft, for the $20 super chat. She said attention. And there's anyone out there that's willing to listen to my lies and buy me a brand new vehicle, holler back. I love you, boo. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I know that's right.
Be able to go to sleep. There were so many signs that I missed. Some of the signs that I missed was he hardly ever slept. He was always on go.
I'm always on go, but I ain't taking no.
He really wasn't very active in the bed like that. It was wishy-washy, you know. It was then it was then, and then it was might have been, you know, that type of stuff. So there were different signs that could have pointed to, okay, this man might also be doing something other than weed. But it never dawned on me that he might be into street pills. Never did. Because I really never saw that man take them either. But he always had that book bag with him. All right. So I flushed him down the toilet, and I asked him. I said, I woke him up out of his sleep, actually. I said, Jerry, get up real quick. He said, what's wrong, babe? The baby okay? Yeah, the baby okay, nigga. I said, I got a question. I had went through your book bag. Okay, for what? I said, you taking drugs? Like you taking street pills? He said, that ain't none of your fucking business, man. I said, that ain't none of my fucking business. That's crazy. In my motherfucking house, you raising your voice. I said, that is my business, because I've been seeing this shit trailing through my fucking house where my kids could get a hold of this shit.
Then why
I said, so you on drugs. You taking street pills, ain't it? And I told him, I said, now you gonna either quit that shit You can go ahead and get on up out of here, because one thing I'm not going to do is put my kids in harm's way, fucking around with you, getting like this, and you leaving drugs every fucking where. That man looked at me and he said, I ain't going to never fucking stop, and you can leave me if you want to. And y'all, I know y'all been waiting on it.
No, we haven't really.
That I waited for him to go in that room and start ironing them clothes for work. When I tell you I unplugged that iron, and I put that iron on the floor. He said, what you doing? I picked up that motherfucking ironing board and I beat the fuck out that man in my baby's bedroom. I said, because what you not gonna do is you not gonna fucking disrespect me no more. Don't raise your fucking voice at me. I'ma beat your ass every time, bitch. And I meant that shit. I meant it, y'all. I really did. I beat that man with that fucking ironing board. I did. And I called my mama. And I told her, I said, I beat Jared's ass with the ironing board. She said, don't do that. Don't get yourself so mad that you do something like that. I said, man, fuck that nigga, man. Fuck that nigga. So I tell her, I say, mama, he on drugs. He on drugs. So now we know that he lied, he on drugs. He go to work that day.
So just wasn't she just saying earlier about the caliber of woman she is? I swear to God, she just was talking about the caliber of woman that she was. And remember, I had asked y'all, was she talking about like a 0.3.5 caliber, like a 22 caliber, like a 45 caliber, like a 9, like a Glock, like a bitch? Is it me? It's just me. It's me. I feel like I'm about to. Why did she beat him with the ironing board? And she was like really happy about it. She felt accomplished. And she said she did it in the baby's room. Fucking me. I feel like I have actually lost brain cells off this. I feel dumber than I've ever felt in like a long time, and I'm almost embarrassed, and I feel like yucky. You can't duplicate or outdo somebody else's story. Ressa Tessa story was real. There were some things in it that we questioned, right, about Ressa Tessa. But bitch, this is overboard. Because what woman of her caliber subjects herself to all of this and then blames somebody else and beats them with an iron board? And let me tell you why I won't celebrate that, because DV is not acceptable. I don't give a fuck if it's coming from a man or a woman. It's not acceptable. You have crossed the fucking line. You should have went to jail for this. You ain't even thinking about your fucking kids. Because if he had called the police, you would be separated from your kids. What mother would do this? There are consequences for putting your hands on somebody. You lucky he took the low road and did not, because let me tell you something. You cannot beat a man's physical strength. You stalking him by your own admission. You're sneaking and snooping the fuck around. You don't trust him. And you know he don't fuck with you. You know he don't love you. But you took your ass out there and brought this man a car and then think you got the right to beat somebody with an iron board? DV is never acceptable. And this is proof that men go through it too. You knew what was going on with the drugs. You knew he was smoking weed. You know that some people say that marijuana is a gateway. All of the stuff that he did, you passed over it. And now you put this in the story and you're proud. What caliber of woman is this? You be the judge. I can tell you how I feel. This is out of fucking control. Why would he come home? This goddamn show ain't Ressa Tessa.
Or so coming home and just leaving out when he want to.
I
Don't
don't
know where
blame
he
him.
at. Can't get a hold of him on the phone.
I
He
don't
just
blame
coming
him.
in and out when he want to at this point.
I don't blame
This
him.
is May of 2021. At the end or close to the end of May, my oldest at the time, he was getting ready to graduate pre-K and he was going to kindergarten. Mind you, I told you that both of my kids, I found a good daycare for them. So in August, my son was transitioning to the elementary school outside of that subdivision that we were in. So his pre-K school had a graduation ceremony for him.
You know, she never said
I
she
would have
was wrong
never
for doing
thought
that.
that my ex-husband would have missed this, but he did. He said, babe, I got a lot of people that done called out today. I'm not going to make Walker's graduation. I said, all right, man, it's cool. Part of me didn't want to really go by myself because at the time, me and Walker's daddy wasn't seeing eye to eye, and he was a little jaded because I had another baby, and he still loved me a little bit, but he married
No,
now.
he
But
didn't. You a lie. You a
I
whole
love
ass
his wife.
lie.
I love his wife. So I go to the graduation,
Don't nobody.
and I sit through it. I'm happy. I'm proud. Walker goes with his dad for the weekend because it was a Friday. And I decided that I was going to go up to Fish City Grill to get me
Of
something to eat.
course.
Me
We
and
didn't expect
Jared, we
anything
not on the
else.
best of terms, but I said, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
you going
gonna
up
go
to the
up here.
spa. You going to spa.
I went up there,
Some
and
trash.
as soon as I hit that door with that stroller, one of the best servers that was there. She was the sweetest thing. I don't even remember that baby name, but she walked up to me and she said, Mrs. Such and Such. She said, how you doing tonight? I said, I'm good. And she had a look of confusion on her face. I said, where's my husband?
If you coming in there to eat, bitch, why would she be confused? Sit your ass down. Order, get a table.
And she said, he got off 2 hours ago.
Good for him.
It was like 6:30.
Please let him be cheating.
I said,
I don't mean no
impossible. He
harm.
missed
Let him
my
be
son's
cheating.
graduation because
First, I'm happy this is some peace
he
of
said he was
out.
going to be working.
Because
Y'all
you
didn't have enough
goddamn
people
show
on
ain't
shift.
got
She
no
said,
peace
we
at
have a
home.
full staff tonight.
Men want peace at home. Men want peace at home. If you can't be a man peace, leave him alone. He ain't got peace at home. Shoot, I would like to hear his story.
He told us that he was leaving for the night about 2 hours ago. So
Good.
2 hours ago would have been like 4:30.
Okay.
The graduation started at like 5.
And he won't beat your ass.
So I said, oh no, boo, let me call him. So she's standing right there. The restaurant packed. You really wouldn't even know where to sit in there. So I kind of pull over to the side of the door. I make a phone call. He don't answer me.
I wouldn't either.
Doop. Called again. Doop.
I wouldn't either.
Forwarding my calls to voicemail.
You beat me
I
with
said,
the
baby, do
board?
me a favor. Bring me y'all restaurant cordless phone. So I called him from the restaurant phone. He picked up on the first fucking ring.
You daggone right.
Hello, this is Jared.
That's his piece.
I said, where the fuck you at, man?
Look at this. Look at how this girl treat this man. Y'all, this right here, this is trash. This is trash. She's abusive. She is abusive. She's abusive. God dang it, shut up. I don't know how much more I want to go through with her. This is shocking.
Where you at, nigga? Babe, wait a minute, babe. I had to go to Sam's to get something for the restaurant. I said, you a motherfucking cold case lie, bitch.
Oh my God.
Said, these people done told me that you done got off 2 hours ago and you missed Walker motherfucking graduation for what? Where the fuck you at, man? And I'm going in the restaurant. The lady said, Mrs. Such and Such. Mrs. Such and Such. Okay. I said, you lying. You a lying ass bitch. I said, but don't worry about it. I'm going to get your ass when we get home. Don't worry. I got you. I hung up that phone. I said, baby, I appreciate you. She said, can I get
If this was a man doing this to a woman, this would be unacceptable. It's no different. This is deplorable.
Water? Can I get you a salad to go? Can I get you anything? I said, babe, I don't have
How
an
they
appetite.
think we so
That
ignorant.
man done lied to me. I said, is there any chance that y'all would have needed something in their kitchen? Any chance that y'all... Part 17, the lies he told. So now I'm on the phone with my cousin and I'm like, man,
Look how
bitch,
she
let me
get
tell you
everybody
about this shit.
involved. She
So we
immature.
talking. And I told her, I said, man, I ain't gonna lie, between the drugs, between the lying, between all of this, I gotta get out, man. I really gotta get out, but I gotta figure a way out. You know, one thing I will say, and this is a little piece of nugget for any woman out there. I know that I kept saying in these parts, but he was paying all the bills, Sis, you can pay your own bills. I ain't never letting another nigga pay my bills again. I'm sorry. You're not gonna take away my piece. Because this was too much. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. So I get back home and I ended the conversation with my cousin. I get the baby together. I put him to bed. By 9:15, he calls my phone. I answer. I say, what's up? He said, babe, I'm at Fish City Grill in Pearland. They needed some help out here. You want something to eat from here? I said, no, thank you. He said, all right, babe, I'm on my way home. I said, okay, cool.
She's
I
trash.
fell asleep before he got home.
She's
Because
trash.
he probably made it anywhere between
She's
11,
trash.
11:30.
She's trash.
And I never brought it back up again. But
She's
it always
trash.
stuck in the back of my head that he probably was somewhere with some bitch doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Or he was probably somewhere getting high. Don't even know. And it's irrelevant now. But it's the fact that he even lied to his place of employment. Because
none of your business.
You told them folks that you was gone for the night. I don't even know if they had a GM on the floor that night. So it wasn't just me. So I got a phone call. I got a phone call within that same month from my cousin, and she was telling me that her sister wasn't doing too well. She said it wasn't going to be long.
I know she didn't get ready to cry.
Before we would have to make arrangements to get ready for a funeral.
I know she didn't
My
get ready to
cousin
cry.
was young, and that was a really tough time for my family.
Y'all, if this...
So I dealt with grief.
How did she go from one emotion to the other one that quick? I
Anyway,
can't. I ain't gonna.
I dealt with grief. So I told him, I said, babe, you remember my aunt?
Oh, now he's babe?
He was like, yeah, babe. I said, well, her daughter, the one that lives with her, ain't doing too well.
Now
I'm gonna probably have to go to Mississippi at some point. He said, okay. Whatever you need.
I gotta distract myself, y'all.
I said, I'll probably just need you to
I'm ready to go.
Make sure the baby cool. He said, all right. So I got that phone call one day while I was driving into work. So that'll come back sooner or later. And I'm sorry, y'all, I get emotional on certain points because I'm really not over her yet. I'm really not over that yet. So one morning, about 5 a.m, I get up. I'm getting dressed for work like a normal day. And I noticed that one of his phones is laying on the couch. He's in the bed. I don't know what made me, but I did. I went through the phone. Again, I went through the Chase banking app.
We ain't sharp about nothing you do no more.
I was concerned at some point because he was still making all of the bills. But he was also out of nowhere giving me extra money, whether it was extra money to get my nails done.
You knew what it was from.
Extra money to get more wigs because I'm a wig finesse, whatever the case may be. He was just giving me bread, And I kept saying, where are you getting this money from? And he told me, he said, I got a bonus at work.
She knew.
I don't really think restaurant GMs get bonuses, but I mean, what do I know?
You already saw it in the backpack.
During the time, I thought that was truth.
You a whole lie.
And
Go ahead, tell your story.
I went through that Chase app,
Mm-hmm.
and the same day that he
Mm-hmm.
was getting a deposit from Fish City Grill for his job,
Mm-hmm.
he was also getting an unemployment check from
Mm-hmm.
the government.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he pulled it off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he was able to
And
hide
I
something
will
from
tell
you?
you that the entire time that I knew this man, even up until now, he has never filed taxes. Never filed taxes. I have no idea how he's getting away with this at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I took screenshots of that. I said, okay, he getting unemployment. But I also go to his Cash App, and I notice that he is making a lot of transactions to the weed man. But these transactions are beginning to be between 350 to 550 a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, I know that he doing weed and I know he doing the pills or whatever, but man, I thought, me and him had talked about it. I told him, I was like, hey, I know what you said about the drugs, but you're gonna have to quit it. He did come home one day and he told me that he wanted to quit. This was
Complicit. Co-conspirator, in my opinion. And these are my opinions. Y'all got y'all's in the comment section. I'm done. I'm done. Some things don't need to be duplicated. Ressa Tessa deserves her turn. This was her moment. This moment was set aside for her.
this was before I found the stuff on the phone, and he said, I do want to quit, but I'll go to a therapist. I'll go to a therapist. Part 18, the lies he told. So soon after I got that information, confronted him about it, he said what he said, he did what he did. I started thinking in my head of solutions to be able to financially uphold this house without this man being here. It was going to be tough. It was going to be tight. But I said, I will start packing that money down for the next 3 to 6 months. I'm going to stick this thing through, but I need to at least get a good 6 months of rent under my belt so that I can be comfortable with this savings account. Because I already knew that if we split, there was a possibility that he was not going to immediately pay child support, even though I was going to put his ass on there. So I got the phone call that my cousin passed. I went home before the funeral. I went home the day that I got the call about her passing. I went home to be with her mom, my aunt. I stayed there with my aunt until my cousin traveled with her family from North Carolina. When my cousin came in town, I think I spent the next night at home, like in Mississippi, and then I flew back to Houston. He was here with the baby. when I went home. But when it was time for the funeral, which the funeral was during the week, I told him, I said, I know that you have to work. And when I go home, I'll probably be home for maybe 2 nights max. But when I go home this time, I know since you're working, take the baby to my cousin, which I call aunt, because she is like an aunt to me. She helped me when I first moved here to Houston. I said, take baby to her in Fairfield, in Cypress, down there by the outlet mall. If you know where Fresno is, you know that from Fresno to Cypress Outlet Mall is a good hour drive. That's a far drive. I said, so just go ahead, take him over there. When I get back in town, I will go and pick him up, and then I will bring him back home. He said, babe, whatever you need, I got it. You know, I know that you got to go home for this. I said, okay, thank you so much. The day came where I got on the plane and I flew to Mississippi. My cousin, which is my aunt, keep in mind now, I call my cousin my aunt, but her son was living with her at the time. And my cousin is around 36. And for the story purposes, we're going to say his name is Dwayne.
Hurry up.
Dwayne is at home with my aunt. And Dwayne is going to be the one that goes and get the baby from the car from my ex-husband. So I'm on the phone with my ex-husband. I've already landed in Mississippi. I'm on the phone with my ex-husband and I say, hey, have you pulled up? You know, have you pulled up on my aunt? And he said, yeah, babe, I'm here. But what apartment you say she in again? And I said, don't look for the apartment because Dwayne is outside. He said, Dwayne? I said, yeah, my cousin Dwayne, that's her son. I hear the exchange of the baby. I hear him saying, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm Jared. I'm Dwayne. I hear all that. And so I hear Dwayne saying, come on, little man. He got him. He closes the door and he say, all right, babe, I dropped him off. I said, thank you so much. We end the call. I'm at home dealing with my family because I just lost my fucking cousin. At this point, don't piss me off because I ain't no telling what I'm gonna do. Because when I lose somebody like that was close to me, don't say nothing to me ill. Don't do that.
Nothing.
That man contacted me that night while I was sitting in the same home that my cousin was living in.
Okay,
I'll
and
never forget it. And he texts me. My aunt was on that couch. My cousin's mama was on that couch.
Did you beat him
trying
again?
to rest.
Did you beat him again?
Lost her baby daughter.
Did you beat him again?
That boy texted my phone and he said, how are they related to you? Talking about the cousins that he dropped the baby off with. I said, that's my family from Mississippi. He said, but I'm saying though, what kind of relation is it? Are y'all first cousins? Are y'all second cousins? Are y'all third?
He wasn't jealous. He didn't want you.
I said,
he didn't want you.
That would be my mom's, if I'm not mistaken, second cousin. Now we're texting. I said, why? He said, because I've been doing some thinking. He said, let me find out that that's not your real family.
Girl, he don't want you. He don't want you.
I said, so who the fuck else would it be? You think I'm just gonna let my baby go with anybody?
He don't want you.
I said, man, quit playing with me, man. Don't start that. That's what I said. I said, I don't know what the fuck wrong with you. You probably off them street pills. Don't text my phone with this shit. I'm grieving right now. That's what I said. I promise you. I said them exact words. And he says, just let me find out. I called Dwayne up.
So
it's probably 11 o'clock at night. I said, what you doing?
Because he don't want her.
He said, shit, playing the game. I said, what the baby doing? He said, in there with my sleep. Bet. I said, man, this nigga, he texted me with that bullshit. Now, Dwayne probably been out at that point, maybe roughly a year. So he fresh out.
My mouth was foul.
One thing that I want TikTok to know right now is my family.
It's urgent. My family. Don't mess with my family.
It run deep. I'm gonna tell you now. So it is hard for you to make idle threats or to talk shit because somebody in the family gonna see about you. I told him, I said, man, that man has contacted me and he talking crazy. And I know you don't really know him, but I'm just letting you know he know where, you know, y'all live. So just be on the lookout. If he's trying to come and get the baby, don't let the baby go with him. Because I'm going to be honest, I really did not trust my ex-husband with my baby. I did not.
But then you said,
and so he said, oh,
about
that nigga ain't coming over here. He not coming over here.
Didn't she say that he didn't say nothing about the baby?
Is that Dwayne, in the course of the conversation, he asked me where he worked at, where my ex-husband worked at. And I told him, I said, now at this point, y'all, he had left Fish City Grill. Now he at Grub Burger off of I-10 and Katy. I said, man, he work at Grub Burger. He said, what time they close? I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. He said, don't worry about it.
Let me get this.
What I did not know is that the following day,
I know Tasha J know about it. She a member.
Dwayne called up there to Grub Burger and asked for Jared. And he told him, he said, man,
is this one we in? Yeah.
This Dwayne.
That comment.
He said, Dwayne. He said, yeah, Dwayne, the one that got your baby over here. He said, oh yeah, man, what's going on? Everything okay? Do the baby need something? Y'all need more diapers or something? He said, no. He said, but I just wanted to call to let you know that my baby cousin had called me and I don't want to have to come and see about you. So leave it alone. I don't know what you think the fuck is going on, but that's family. So leave it alone. Jared calls me going off. Man, your motherfucking cousin done called up here. Now it's my cousin. Your motherfucking cousin done called up here talking about woo, 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 yada, 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 acting just like Jody motherfucking ass from Baby Boy. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. You told that nigga that I said, I ain't told nobody shit. Now, at this point, now I'm playing your game. Now I'm lying. I said, I ain't told nobody shit. I said, but I told you, stop fucking playing with me. Don't play with me, sir. Don't do it. I'll catch you up on the next part. Part 18, the lies he told.
We got 2 more, y'all.
Yo, I got to answer questions real quick, man. Let me bag up. Man. While I'm trying to do the parts to all of this, I just keep going back and I keep looking at some of these comments and I'm like, man. Part 19, the lies he told. So I hang up the phone from him. I quickly sent him a text message and I told him, I said, listen, I know you and I have not been seeing eye to eye. I have no idea what you're talking about when it comes down to my cousin contacting your job, whatever the case may be. However, what I will tell you is that I am dealing with the death of a family member. I am currently grieving. This is not what I need right now. Remember, I told you guys that I was dealing with postpartum depression already. And, you know, postpartum can stick around for a while after you've had a baby. So there were things that I was personally dealing with. I was dealing with my own stuff, you know. And so he did not text back. He waited until the day that I flew out, which was not the day of the funeral, but the following day. I was standing in the airport in Jackson, Mississippi, getting ready to board my flight. And I got a text message from Jared. And he said, so as I have had time to sit back and to reflect, I believe that I dropped our baby off at his real daddy house. I believe that ain't your auntie, but that's in fact our baby's grandmother or your baby's grandmother. He says, so I want a DNA test when you get back. I may have mentioned this in previous videos. The baby looks exactly like my ex-husband. Split an image. You will know that baby belongs to him because that baby took everything of him. His teeth, his eyes, his face, everything. He even short like that nigga. He took everything. I said, of course you can have a DNA test when I get back. I said, but also when I get back, make sure all your shit at my house. Make sure everything gone. Spotless.
I thought she put him out.
He texted me back and he told me, you got it.
I thought she put him out.
All right. So I flew out. I did call Dwayne back and I said, Dwayne, he told me that you my baby daddy, bro. He said, man, to be honest with you, man, at this point, I really do believe that the man, he got to be high. Like there has to be something going on with him. I said, absolutely. Absolutely it is. I said, but stand down. Don't bother. I said, don't even worry about it. Now, by this time, Dwayne, big brother, done called up there to their restaurant too. See, I didn't know that it was going that deep. I had no idea. Now, my other cousin, which is Dwayne brother, he's in San Antonio. You know,
she like
he's
that.
in San Antonio. So I said, I ain't know, big boy call homeboy job. He said, man, we not playing with that nigga, man. That nigga gonna have to see us one day. I said, all right, man. I get it. I get it. Real hitters now. Real hitters. Sometimes I just talk, but they actually walk, period. So I get back in town. Instead of me going straight home, I leave the airport. I get to my aunt. Remember now, my auntie is Dwayne's mom, but she's really my cousin. I don't want to confuse anybody because y'all get confused quick. I went to her house and I stayed with her that night, slept in her bed with my baby. And I told her, I said, Auntie, I'm tired. I'm tired. She already knew what was going on. Dwayne had already let her know. But I told her, I said, I really cannot do this anymore. I just can't. She said, I know, baby. I know. So the next morning, I get up. I get the baby together. We leave my aunt's house. I travel to Fresno and I drop him off at daycare. And I go to the house. And y'all, that was the first time that I felt God in my home. Because it felt like the devil left. When I walked through that house, it was still.
I cannot.
The peace that I felt that day.
I can't. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
It felt like freedom to me.
Oh my God.
Because
God in the house.
when I went to that closet,
and
the left hand side where everything that was his was at, it was completely empty.
Thank you, Jesus. He left.
I fell to my knees in that closet and I told God, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, God. Because you knew that I couldn't do it no more. You knew that I could not do it no more. You knew it. You knew it. You knew it. And I kept and I kept and I kept. I kept going. I kept praying and I kept telling God, you kept me, man. You kept me. You kept me. Woo. You kept me through this entire thing. You kept me. You helped me and you kept me. I could have went to jail. That man could have killed me. He could have did anything. And when I mean kill me, because when you beat somebody with an iron board, you beat a nigga ass with an iron board, man.
Hey!
It hit different for a man to get their ass beat by a woman, man. It do. I can only imagine how it felt for a man to have put their hands on him. Because he a lying ass man.
Coming in the kettle.
He couldn't be what a real man would be in a house.
In a Honda.
But that day was dedicated to thanking the Lord himself. Because I could not muster up the faith to leave. Even through the lies, through the drugs, through the verbal abuse, through the mental abuse that man put me through the infidelity. I had so many reasons biblically that I could have divorced that man. So many reasons. Yes. But I stayed because realistically I cared for this man. I carried his child. And a lot of y'all not going to understand how I stayed through all of that. But I truly believed.
I want to thank you.
I truly believed that
I believe-
somehow, some way, it was going to turn
I
around in
believe
my
it's a
favor,
fly.
but it never did. But what
I
happened
could
was
touch.
that God
Ah!
made sure that I came out on top at the end.
Dondo.
I didn't see it when I was going through it.
Yeah.
I kept looking at my baby and I kept telling him, I'm sorry, baby.
Thank you,
I
Jesus.
brought you in here. I brought
Yes.
you in this world, and you don't deserve to
Oh.
have no daddy that don't look at you the same way he look at other people's kids and love
He
them.
could have shot.
My baby didn't deserve that, dog.
Dondo.
And he don't deserve that at all.
Canada.
This is that man's only child, his flesh and blood, his son. And I allowed it to happen, man. I did.
Ooh.
I did.
Eh.
And I take full responsibility and accountability for my actions. I do. I do.
I
But
do.
that day
I think I like this
That
little
day.
life.
was the day that I could have
I
walked with
think
my
I like
head
this
held
little
high and
life.
could nobody tell me nothing.
I think I
Because
like
when
this
that
little
man
life.
left my house, I knew that was the last time.
I think I
That
like
was the
this little
last
life.
time that I was going to allow him to come in. That was it. Part 19, the lies he told. So part 20, the lies he told.
Yes.
So I left Houston that weekend, I believe, or it might have been whenever my sister told me that she was free, and I went and I spent some time. Me and the baby, we went to New Orleans. I
The
went and
doors
spent
of
some
the
time
church
with
is
my
open.
sister, and we went down there, and then we came back. And when we came back, I contacted him and I told him, I said, "Hey, man, I need financial help because when you left, you didn't pay none of the bills."
Thank you so much, Michelle F, for the $5 super chat. Auntie, what is up with these boo-boo the fools? I cannot have the same facial expression as you throughout these videos, Michelle. Michelle. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Auntie, what was the purpose of this? Because she is acting more like the villain than the victim. She is scary. Absolutely. Her family, down to the bayou. What? Michelle. We made it. Child, we made it. Yes, Ray Della. Get a benediction. Get a benediction. Get a benediction. I see if she still got the Holy Ghost. I see.
I want to be clear that his move out date, the day he moved out, was July 30th. I said, I need either some support for the baby, either you can help pay his child care, or, you know, if you feel it in your heart, however, because you're heartless now, but if you feel it in that heart, whatever heart you got, I need money to support this household.
Girl, bye.
He told me that he was going to make a payment to me when he got his check.
I wouldn't have gave her a dime.
Of course, that never happened.
I wouldn't have gave her a
I
dime.
immediately went and filed for child support.
Do what you got to do.
The proceeding happened pretty quick. It was via Zoom.
Okay.
And turns out that every 2 weeks, he owes me $436. And so that was a good thing because that was a help. But he had been taking care of bills that I wasn't normally taking care of in that house. So it did put a financial strain on me. So I eventually went and I checked my mail, which I don't normally do. I normally do everything electronically, but for some reason, God led me to go to that mail.
Girl, God came back. Girl, God is back on the scene.
Full of mail. There were statements from the Easy Tag tollway that were hundreds of dollars from him running the tolls. There was a letter from Toyota letting me know that the car was about to be repossessed. There was a letter in there from a law firm letting us know that since the tolls had not been paid, that they were filing suit. And most of this activity happened in the past 3 to 4 months. But we got the letters when he moved out. He was not in my house when I checked that mail. He was already gone. I called my brother
What a
and
life
I
he
asked my
lived.
brother, I said, listen, I'm in a pickle, man. You told me not to sign for that man to get no car. You told me this, but he knew that Jared had already left the house. He knew that. And I told him, I said, man, Jared ain't paid that car note. And I specifically told that man when I got that car, don't fuck my credit up.
Girl, look at all the stuff you did to him. You beat him with an ironing board.
He said, how much is it behind? I said, it's about $2,300. Because you know they tack on additional fees once you are getting closer to getting your car repossessed. So I told him, I said, man,
Thank you, Mary
it's too
Harris.
much for me. I can't do that. He said, man, you might need to call him and you may need to have a conversation with him about what is his next steps.
I would not pick
Because
up
if
no
he can't
phone.
make the payments, he can bring you that car back and you can take that car back yourself. I told him I would call him and I would let him know what he said.
She better beat him with the
I called
internet.
Jared, and I don't think that I was able to get him on his cell phone, but I called that restaurant. And I said, when you get a minute, call me. And he called me back
Ain't
and
no
he
way
said,
I would have
listen,
called her ass.
I got a letter from Toyota addressed to me because my name was first on that car. And I told him that the car was about to be repossessed
You
because
see
he
your
was
name, boo.
behind
You beat me
almost
with an
90
ironing
days.
board, remember?
He assured me that he was going to get the car note paid. It never happened. I logged into the online account and I noticed that since that man had that car, he only made 2 payments on that car and a partial. So I knew then that I was fucked. My credit score was messed up, about to be messed up. I did not know how I was going to financially handle the bills in my home. I knew that it was going to be rough for the next year or the next couple of years. It was going to be bad for me.
Not just over no car.
So when he did not make the payment,
Not just over no car.
they sent me another letter. And they basically said the same thing in the letter. This is, and they have a legal name for it. And I should know it right off the bat because I am in the legal field. But either way, it was them letting me know as soon as we can get to that car, it's gone. Your limit has extended for us to be able to give you the grace to pay the extra money that we told you we needed, whatever the case may be. I called that number on that letter and I told them exactly where he working, where his mama live. I said, y'all go get that car. Because I gave Jared 2 options when I called him. I told him either bring that car to me and bring me them extra set of keys
She
that
not
you never would let
Ressa
me
Tessa.
have for whatever reason, or make the payment. And he chose to make the payment. I don't even believe to this day that man knew that I was the one that told them where that car was. Come get it, because it's mine. That's my car. It's my car. It's my car. My aunt, she wanted to buy it from me, but I told her, I said, Auntie, I don't even think that I can get my hands on it. I don't think I can get my hands on it. Now, he was on the car as well. He was, but he was, the way that his credit matched up, they had to put me first. Had to put me first. So that happened to me. And child support started coming in. I started, figuring out that there were more lies that had been told to me more than once. Women continue to keep bothering me on social media about him, letting me know that he a dog ass nigga, he ain't shit. How could you marry a man like this? And it was embarrassing. It was humiliating. very much so. He never really contacted me about the child until it was like the baby's birthday or something like that. It wasn't no regular, hey, how is he doing? Nothing like
I
that.
wouldn't. I don't mean no harm.
What I did,
I know he wrong, but I wouldn't have ever wanted to contact her again. I wouldn't have ever wanted to deal with her again. He should have pressed charges. He should have pressed charges on her. Because that's not acceptable.
when he left out of that house and when everything had kind of settled down, I made me a prayer closet.
Oh my God, now
And
she's
I went
praying
in and I
again.
worship God every morning at 5 o'clock before I got my kids up to go to school. Because now at that point, I was the single mom. I worship God. I allowed God to love on me. I told God that, I know that you have. Guys, before I get to part 21, I want to share an informational video regarding child support and the Step Up program here in Texas. Part 21, the lies he told. After he was placed on child support and after it actively started to come in, I was able to take care of daycare for my kid and everything like that. I eventually moved back to the Cypress area, and I let the house go because I filed bankruptcy and I put the house in through bankruptcy. And yes, if you are renting, you can do that. I don't know if y'all know much about bankruptcy, but you can do that. I had to file bankruptcy because of the repossession. My credit was suffering, my finances were suffering. I had got into a whole lot of debt dealing with Jared, and it was mainly because I wanted to be that wife. I wanted to be supportive of him, and I did make a lot of dumb decisions and um, a lot of unnecessary transactions because of him. Um, Once again, I cannot stress this enough that I am fully to blame for that relationship. It should have never happened. But once again, this is an awareness thing for me. And I'm able to get this out because I hope that it reaches somebody. I did not get harassed a whole lot when we separated. Um, I filed for divorce in April of 2022. And I filled out a paper that stated that I could not afford the divorce. The first hearing that we had, he did not show up. The judge was gracious and said, hey, send him a text message and let him know that he will be held in contempt of court if he does not show up. I sent him a message, and at that point, I was no longer texting him from my number. I would only use a Google Voice number to communicate with him. I did not want him to have any access to me. The child support order allowed us to talk through an app when it comes down to the child. You can FaceTime in that app. You can call in that app. You can text in that app. He never would use that app, and it tells you when the last time that person was seen on the app. He definitely doesn't log in. So I sent him a message to his number, the number that I had for him, because he would continuously change numbers. And I told him, I said, hey, we had court today for the divorce. I know you were served. I had them serve you at your manny house, but I knew you were served. And if you don't come to the next hearing, the court stated that you will be held in contempt. And I don't really think that you want that for yourself. He responded back and he said, I didn't get any paperwork or anything about a divorce. I said, Jared, you signed the divorce decree. DocuSign.
I know he signed that
Still.
joint
I said, but it's okay. It's cool.
before
No
the
problem. I
email
said, but
finished
I'll email
sending.
you the divorce decree that you signed that should be in your email. But I'll email it to you. And I did. And I did reiterate on the email that if you do not show up, you will be held in contempt. The next hearing, of course, he did not show up. He told me he was coming, but he did not. It was a default divorce.
Good.
I was granted everything in the divorce decree. And he is responsible for paying for the divorce, not me. It came out to like maybe $493 because of court costs and everything like that. And I look on there often to see if he has made payment. He has not. That happened almost 2 years ago, so he has not. And after the divorce happened, and when I went ahead and did the whole bankruptcy thing, I moved on back over here to this side of town. And I've been staying over here since then. You guys may care, y'all may not care, but the baby will be 4 in October. He is vibrant, he is beautiful. People love him, people cherish him because he is special. And he does not contact me about this child. And this is his only baby that I know of. And it's sad. But that boy is going to grow up and he is going to know how strong his mama was for him.
And he gonna know that his mama beat his father with an iron board.
Because I did a lot to try and keep
Your
his father in
tears
his
coming.
life,
Your tears
and
coming.
it didn't work.
Are we
It
going to
just didn't work.
church?
So this does end the series of the lies he told. Thank you for watching. I encourage you, if you have a story to tell, tell it. It is
Just don't tell it like this.
therapeutic for me. I feel a relief. I feel like a weight has been lifted. I feel like I have helped someone.
Ooh. Oh.
Tears that I have cried, they are real. Because y'all, I have not cried about this since I got that divorce. Because the day I got that divorce, it was go time, baby. I was at 5 Central. I was at Prospect. I was gone. And y'all, one of my best friends, Kim, she in them comments, we saw Jared as a manager at Prospect Park. He had changed jobs again. And I could not figure out where he was working at because, the child support had cut off. Bed. We saw him at Prospect. And now he just stays within that type of company. So guess what? Everywhere he go, I be knowing. If you do know who Jared is in real life, I'm being serious. Leave him alone. Jared has suffered enough.
Yes, he has. Yes, Jared has suffered. Lord, we pray for Jared right now. We pray his strength in the Lord.
He really has. And I know for a fact that he's not doing too well. Mentally, emotionally, he's not doing too well.
Leave on you.
So now, since this series is over, what I will do is I'll go back and address some of the comments. I'll probably be making other videos about them. I just want to clear up some things that people do have questions. I will answer things. I'm not going to answer anything stupid. I got the comments to where I view them before they go on my page. So if you done said something snotty or stupid, it's not going to show. I don't care. Get a life. But
wait a minute, now you putting your stuff out here, now you mad.
I really do appreciate it. I love you guys. I want y'all to stay humble. And guess what? I got another story to tell, but I don't know when I'm going to tell it yet. Bye, y'all.
Y'all, do y'all see my hair? I'm looking all wild. I mean, Let me gather myself. This was horrible. This was horrible. This was not Ressa Tessa. That's why sometimes you just got to stay in your lane. This was not Ressa Tessa. She did the best she could. But I don't know what the fuck I just watched. But I thank y'all for watching it with me. Very few times that I'm at a loss for words, but I'm telling you all, you can't blame anybody for. Let me just say this: people treat you the way that you allow them to treat you. I'm sorry, y'all. My braids is my head is sore and it's itchy because the pain is leaving, and you know how you got like it's just itching till it stop hurting. Anyway, y'all, people will only treat you the way that you allow them to treat you. It's just point blank into the period. That's it. That's all. She allowed multiple things to happen, and it was driven by things that she's disclosed in part one and this bit. She gave a bit of advice. She said, women, you don't have to have a man to pay your bills. Why didn't she know that when she went downtown to that restaurant? Why did it take all of this? You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that said, if you ask, God will answer. If you knock, the door shall be open. No, it's if you ask, you shall get it. If you seek, you shall find. If you knock, the door shall be open. She got to the point where she wanted to control everything. By her own admission, in her own words, she said that she began to stalk him. You can't control another person. I think that people who want to control other people realize very quickly that they have no control over themselves. And so they believe somewhere in their mind that if I control this person, then I control what's happening with me. You got to control you. You're the only one that you can control. This isn't like Ressa Tessa. This is far to the left, right? Because I tapped out when she put her hands on him. And for those of you all who don't know, I'm not going to get into it, but I was in a DV situation. So when that comes up, I will tap out. Because there's no excuse. Except for in the place of defending yourself, to put your hands on anybody. Especially the person that you're laying with. I noticed that throughout the video, she began to brag about how her family was that family. And she wondered why he doesn't want to be around her. She kind of had a little bit of glee when she talked about how he was embarrassed that a woman would beat him with an ironing board. There's nothing glamorous about it. Women, don't put your hands on nobody. Walk away, walk out of the situation. You're out of control. When you feel like you have to do that, you're out of control. It's not the other person, it's you. Was he wrong in what he did? Absolutely. But she accepted it every step of the way. And not only did she accept it, she enabled it. She was an enabler. And she had a justification for it. And her justification was, my bills are getting paid. So you can't live outside of your means. You can't do it. You have to stay within your means. And I don't know why these women have this expectation that a man is going to respect them. When, you know what? I'm going to leave that alone. There's nothing cool about what she did. And that's when I tapped out. So sis, if you ever see this video, that's why I tapped out. Because you crossed the line. A line that someone has crossed with me and other people in this comment section. And it's unacceptable on every level. Unacceptable. Even to the extent of you calling his mother and then disrespecting her. Talking to her and the father after he had asked you not to. Just ornery and spiteful as hell, in my opinion. And these are just my opinions. This is absolutely not a Ressa Tessa. It is not even a cautionary tale. It is, don't find yourself doing this. Because at this point, I think that the title needs to be revisited. To not the lies he told, but the lies we tell ourselves. That's what this need to be. Let me put it in the chat. Rename this to the lies we tell ourselves. Love, Auntie's advice. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me see what the poll is. Let me close the poll out. So I sent you all a poll. 130 of you right now says, is Jillian lying and trying to clout chase off of Ressa Tessa? 132 of you all voted. 92% of you all said yes. While the other 7% of you all said no. It just didn't seem authentic. It just didn't come from the same place either. Y'all make sure y'all continue to hit me up. Let me know if you have any more of these. I thank you all so much for reaching out to me and letting me know that this was out there. If y'all see any more, we'll do a watch party for that too. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much hanging with Courtney, Wings and Mumble Sauce, Michelle F. Twice. She blessed me. Thank you so much, Mary Harris. Oh, here's another one. Michelle F. again. She should have kept that story on the Thank you so much, Michelle. Michelle been reading her all night. Thank you so much, Michelle F. We needed that laugh. You all have a great night. Let me know downtown in the comment section what you think about this. Thank you so much, Ray Della, for, just being up and just holding the chat down, allowing everyone to have a safe experience. Until we meet again, y'all. Y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the waters. Bye, y'all.